It was just under about a year and a half ago that my father obtained a loan to buy out his Toyota Sienna lease. And I remember he got a really, really good rate from a local credit union here that was just under 3% on an auto refinance rate. And they were offering new rates just below 2% APR. However, that same credit union now is offering that same loan for 6% interest. Yet Bank of America at the time was offering that loan for 3.49%. However, they only bumped up their interest rate to 5.5%. In this video, I'm not trying to tell you that the best auto loan rates are going to come from credit unions. However, depending on what your credit looks like, there's a good chance that you won't get approved for a decent rate at any other bank except for a credit union. What's changed over the last couple of years is that many banks have placed stringent qualifications for auto loans, and it's not as easy as it was a couple of years ago. And if you're not part of a credit union, you might find that having a credit score under 600 could pose a huge challenge to get a decent auto loan rate. When I say decent, I mean something in the single digits. Now, if you're part of a credit union, there's a good chance that you will get approved, but your auto loan rate still might be a little bit high. What I wanted to do in this video was give you some idea as to how to go about looking for the best possible rate, and whether or not you should be looking at a credit union and which one and how you should find it. What is happening, guys? Ari here from negotiationguides.com. And by clicking the link in the description below, you'll be able to shop around for new and used vehicle pricing from dealerships in your local area. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, because this whole channel is going to teach you everything you're going to need to know so that you can negotiate your best possible deal. You guys, let's get down to business. Now, I do need to say, by chance, by coincidence, that earlier today when I was preparing this video, I came across a credit union I'd never heard of here in Boston, offering a rate that was lower than Bank of America's. It was lower than PenFed. It was lower than everybody else. And I'm not saying that everybody has access to this loan. Only people that live in Massachusetts had access to this credit union to be able to become members of this credit union. And it was through the government's credit union finder tool that I came across this credit union. Basically, if you were to log on to the National Credit Union Administration, they have a locator tool where you can plug in your zip, and it'll pull up every single credit union that's recognized by the NCUA. And you can go to their website and check out auto loan rates. Now, what I did was I checked out different credit unions in my area and checked out what most of the qualifications were, comparing that to the national credit unions. Now, let me give you a rundown as far as what would qualify somebody to be a part of a credit union. A lot of people think that to be able to qualify to be a part of a credit union, you have to be a part of the military or you have to be a government employee, and that's really not true. Yes, there are very, very good credit unions, very, very popular credit unions that originally, like, say, PenFed, USAA, these are organizations that usually require some affiliation with the military. And now, while that may be certainly true for a lot of organizations, it may not be the case for all of them. Some require that you're a government employee. Some actually don't require any sort of affiliation, but require that you keep a checking account open with a small balance, and that is the case with PenFed. Now, PenFed is offering rates at 5.54% for new cars and 6.14% for used cars. So they're not necessarily the very best, but they are a nationwide option. Now, comparing that with local options that I'm seeing here, the main difference that I was seeing was about 0.5% up or down either way that we went for the average auto loan. Every single credit union that I was checking out was between 5 to 6% between new and used rates, where typically the lowest rate that I was seeing was that one credit union here in Boston that I'd never heard of. Similarly, Navy Federal Credit Union, 4.74% for new and used vehicles. Consumers Credit Union, 4.94% for new, 5.19% for used. Logging on to Bank of America, they had an auto loan rate for 5.29% for new and 5.49% for used. So it's not so much that credit unions are going to give you the very best loan rate. And you have to take into account the people that are going to give you the best auto loan rate really do care to see what your credit profile looks like, because it could be that Bank of America doesn't even want to offer you an auto loan, yet the credit union down the street recognizes that you've got a poor credit score, but they still want to extend to you, say, like a 7 or an 8% auto loan rate. With all this being said, I do need to stress that sometimes taking an auto loan offer through the manufacturer may actually prove to be the very best option. Typically, credit unions don't offer 0% or 1% or 2% APR unless, for example, it was 2 or 3 years ago when we were seeing interest rates at their very lowest. Right now, for example, there aren't many promotional APR offers, but the ones that are available, we are seeing for between 3.9% and 4.9% if there are any promotional APR offers. Now, when you do go to the dealership, a lot of these dealerships will be offering both a manufacturer offer, if there is one, and they'll be offering offers through the banks and the credit unions. I wouldn't just close yourself off and go into the dealership set in stone exactly how you'll be financing, but it is imperative that you go into the dealership having some sort of solid backup option that you're able to negotiate with. This is actually huge. This is actually very, very important. I say this in a lot of my videos, and I say going to the dealership with some idea as to what you could qualify for, or even having a pre-qualification, would give you a little bit more negotiation leverage so that you can go to the dealership and have them give you a lower auto loan rate, possibly from the same bank, because a lot of the times they're actually working with the same exact banks that you were reaching out to. Again, very, very simply put, just by logging onto the NCUA's website and putting in your zip and just seeing what local options are available to you, I think that you could quickly piece together a few bits of information so that you can see if you're going to be able to qualify for an auto loan rate independently at a credit union or somewhere local, and not have to go into the dealership and give all your hope and all your cards away to their finance office. Again, you guys, links in the description below to help you navigate the car buying process. If you found this information useful, please consider subscribing. At least like the video, will you? Thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.